Hey, what's up? It's Dom here, your favorite barista. Today we're talking about Aeropress. I'm going to show you one of the many ways that you can brew coffee with this. So the Aeropress is a very simple brewing apparatus, and because of that, there's a lot of ways you can manipulate it into making coffee. It was originally intended to make espresso. We've since learned that that doesn't really work, but you can do a ton of different things to this and different water ratios and temperatures and styles to get a different cup of coffee. So like I said, it's very simple. We're gonna do a recipe where you dilute a concentrate that you're making in here. So we're gonna do 25 grams of coffee, about 200 grams of water, and we're gonna let it sit for about 3 minutes. And then we're gonna press it into our pitcher and then add water to dilute it to the flavor of a cup of coffee. All right, so first step, we're gonna put our Aeropress together. You wanna go a little farther than you seems right, just because you don't want it to fall out when it's full of hot water. So I'm just covering the rubber piston on here. I'm gonna put that on my scale, and I have 25 grams of coffee, so we're gonna insert that. It's easiest with a spoon, because the opening is narrow. And then make your bed flat, like that. Throw that on the scale, tear it up. So we're gonna grab our water now. Before you start pouring, I want you to grab your filter holder and your filter and just pour a little bit of hot water. That's gonna clean the filter. It's also gonna make it stick so that when you put it on here, it doesn't fall into the bed of coffee. So first step, we're gonna bloom. So I'm gonna start my timer. I'm gonna pour about 80 grams of water. And take the spoon that you filled it with, give it a good stir, make sure everything gets wet. Now let that chill for about a minute, let it do its thing, and then we're gonna fill it to 200 grams of water, and then it's gonna sit until 3 minutes. Cool, so we're at a minute. So now we're gonna fill our bed to 200 grams of water. I'm at 80 right now, and just slowly fill in the center. So I'm at 200 grams. We're gonna wait until 3 minutes to throw our filter on and press into our pitcher. All right, so we're approaching 3 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my filter and I'm gonna throw it on. Don't press down too hard, but just twist it on. And then we're going to take this pitcher and flip it. That's the safest way to do it. I would say try that at home, just so you don't get hot water all over yourself, because I've done it before and it burns. What we're gonna do is we're gonna press this. When you put this on, and you have the filter, it creates a vacuum so that it's holding most of the water. So what you have to do is press it through the filter. You wanna do it slowly because you'll break the filter if you blast through it. So I'm just gonna push slowly. And you're gonna hear a sound of air releasing, like a tss. That's exactly when you wanna stop. Don't go any further than that. So I heard my hiss and then I stopped. Now this can go away. And then I have my concentrate of coffee right here. It smells great, you can smell the fruit. Oh yeah, it smells really nice. And then we're gonna dilute it now to, this is where you can sort of play and think about how you like your coffee. I like it a little more concentrated, but I wanna taste everything. So I'm gonna add 200 grams. All right, now let this chill for a minute, let it cool down. And then we're gonna taste it and see what we could have done or what we could change after. And then I'll let you guys know what we taste. Across the board, my belief with coffee and the way that it's dialed in is you wanna taste the sweetness, you wanna be able to taste the fruit flavors if they are there, and then you want it to cut off right before the bitterness begins. So I'm gonna taste it. This coffee has a lot of tropical things going on, which is super good, because right after it's like tropical juice and then it tastes sweet and then it just cuts off right before the bitterness. So I'm gonna encourage you to try this at home if you got an Aeropress. I was using 212 degree water, 25 grams of coffee, and then ultimately 400 grams of water with a dilution. Try this out, let me know how it tastes. Come in the shop, ask me some questions.